In the deepest recesses of our existence, where logic dissolves and intuition soars, lies a truth few dare to explore. I stumbled upon an enigmatic manuscript, not written in ink, but etched into the very fabric of reality and knowledge about quantum leaping, a method that promises to accelerate personal transformation in ways that defy common understanding. Its truths were kept accessible only to the initiated, to those who dare to cross the threshold between what is and what can be. But why has this knowledge been so carefully concealed? What does it reveal about the nature of our existence and the power that resides within our own consciousness? Throughout the centuries, this profound understanding of malleable reality and the human capacity to catalyze drastic change has been veiled and protected. From the immemorial times of ancient Hermeticism, where Egyptian and Greek sages, like Hermes Trismegistus, spoke of the universal laws of correspondence and vibration, that as above, so below, and nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. This knowledge was transmitted only in mystery schools and coded texts. They understood that reality was not fixed, but a field of possibilities that responded to attention and intention. Later, during the Renaissance, with the resurgence of interest in alchemy and natural magic, figures such as Giordano Bruno and Paracelsus explored the idea that the human mind could influence the material world, seeking the transmutation not only of metals but of the self. Their ideas, often considered heretical, were preserved in esoteric circles, protecting them from the ignorance and persecution of the era. For millennia, this knowledge, now manifesting in theories of quantum leaping, remained in the hands of spiritual elites, not out of selfishness, but to prevent its distortion or misuse by minds not yet ready for the responsibility it carries. Welcome to the fascinating and mysterious world of quantum leaping, the method that accelerates your personal transformation. Now ask yourself, if the power to accelerate personal transformation has always been latent within us, why do we continue to live under the illusion of a world where change is slow, painful, and often unattainable? The core secret of quantum leaping lies in a premise that, at first glance, may seem challenging, but whose depth transforms the perception of everything. You are not changing yourself. You are leaping to a new version of yourself that already exists in the field of infinite possibilities. This isn't about gradual improvement, but an instantaneous reconfiguration of your internal and external reality. Quantum leaping teaches us that we are vibrational beings, and that every thought, every emotion, every belief emits a frequency that tunes us to a specific version of the universe. Imagine for a moment that reality is not a single straight timeline, but a multiverse of parallel timelines, each containing a different version of you and your life. When you desire profound change, you are not creating something from nothing. You are, in fact, shifting your vibrational frequency to align with a timeline where that desired version already exists. It's like tuning a radio station. You don't need to create the music, just change the frequency to hear it. Quantum leaping is the act of changing your inner station, so that your external reality instantly realigns. But are we prepared to understand this truth in its entirety? Or do we still cling to the belief that we are prisoners of our past circumstances? The depth of teachings on quantum leaping transcends mere positive visualization. It delves into quantum physics and neuroscience, showing how consciousness can influence the collapse of the wave function, and how our thought and emotional patterns can create and destroy neural networks. What we call reality is the result of our observation and the energy we invest in it. Our habits, fears, and limiting beliefs are, in fact, well-established neural circuits in our brain. To make a quantum leap, we need to break these old patterns and create new ones. Joe Dispenza, for example, speaks about the importance of dying to the old self so that a new self can be born. The challenge lies in deprogramming these subconscious programs that keep us tethered to the current reality. Most people live in a vicious cycle of thoughts and feelings that reproduce the past, making the future a mere repetition. The secret, then, is to transcend this cycle and operate from a new state of being. Visualize yourself before an ancient temple, not one of stone and mortar, but the temple of your own mind, where the corridors are infinite possibilities and the doors are the choices that lead to different realities. Inside it, instead of idols, there are projections of your future, each vibrating at a different frequency. Quantum leaping is the ability to consciously choose which of these doors you wish to cross, and, in doing so, shift your perception and vibration to the new path. Like a mirror that reveals what we avoid seeing, our present reality is a direct reflection of our predominant vibration. This conception is intrinsically connected to various spiritual and philosophical traditions. In Hinduism, the idea of Maya, the illusion of material reality, and the search for Brahman, the ultimate unified reality, echo the notion that our perception creates our experience. Practices of deep meditation and samadhi aim to transcend the dualistic mind and experience unity with the quantum field, a state where manifestation becomes fluid and instantaneous. Similarly, ancient Hermetic texts, like the Kybalion, affirm the principles of rhythm and polarity, suggesting that life is a pendulum between opposites, and that we can transmute any state into its opposite. Quantum leaping would be the conscious application of these principles, moving from a polarity of limitation to one of expansion. What does this teach us about the inner universe we carry? The practical application of this wisdom in the modern world is profound and transformative. This isn't about a simple change of thought, but a deep re-engineering of the self that allows us to change frequency and, thus, reality. This involves a process of detaching from the old identity, from the narratives that limit us, and from the emotions that bind us to the past. Dispenza, for example, teaches the importance of practicing the emotion of your desired future in the present, before it manifests. This emotional anticipation is what creates the electromagnetic coherence necessary for the leap. Think of it like an elevator ascending from one floor to another. You don't need to rebuild the upper floor. It already exists. You just need to step into the elevator, your intention and focus. Press the button, your elevated emotion, and allow yourself to be transported to the new level of reality. Resistance comes from the fear of leaving the old floor, however uncomfortable it may be. Quantum leaping requires courage to let go of the known and embrace the potential. Like a flame that never goes out, even in the darkness of the unconscious. The power of your consciousness is always active, waiting to be redirected to a new frequency. Another crucial aspect of quantum leaping is the importance of detachment from the outcome. Paradoxically, the more you cling to how something should happen, the more resistance you create. The true leap occurs when you surrender to the intelligence of the quantum field, trusting that the ideal version of your new reality will manifest in the most perfect and effortless way. This requires deep faith in the unseen and an acceptance that the universe conspires in your favor when you are aligned with your true desire. Practicing gratitude for the desired future, as if it were already real, is a powerful catalyst for this detachment and trust. Picture this. You are in an infinite field of all possibilities, where every version of your future already exists as a seed of light. Your job is not to struggle to plant a new seed, but to nurture the seed that represents the highest version of yourself. By focusing your attention and intention, and by feeling the emotion associated with that future, you are not just waiting for it. You are activating that seed, allowing it to blossom into your experience, like a powerful magnet attracting what corresponds to it. This makes us reflect on how modern science is beginning to converge with ancient esoteric wisdom. Quantum physics, with its concepts of superposition and entanglement, suggests that particles and, by extension, reality exist in multiple states simultaneously until observed. The act of conscious and intentional observation collapses one of these possibilities into a manifest reality. Quantum leaping, in this sense, is the practical application of this principle. You are changing the observer you, and, consequently, the reality being observed. The universe is not fixed. It is dynamic and responsive to your consciousness. But how exactly does all this connect to a method that accelerates your transformation? The acceleration comes from the ability to skip steps, not having to traverse the linear path of cause and effect. Instead of waiting for circumstances to change for you to feel happy, you feel happy now, and through that vibration, circumstances align. It's a shortcut, but not a shortcut that ignores inner work. On the contrary, it demands deeper and more concentrated inner work to radically change your frequency. The effort required is the effort to become coherent with the new reality. To maintain the vibration of your future in the present, regardless of external evidence. The true mastery of quantum leaping lies in living from the future you wish to create. When you become the person who already lives this new reality, the actions that arise are inspired, not forced. Opportunities materialize. The right people appear. Doors open with surprising ease. It's as if the universe is conspiring in your favor, because you have become a perfect vibrational match for what you desire to experience. Transformation accelerates because you are already operating from the end of the process. To recap the concepts we've explored, quantum leaping is the ability to change your internal and external reality by leaping to a new version of yourself that already exists in the field of infinite possibilities. This change is catalyzed by altering your vibrational frequency. through deprogramming old patterns and activating a new state of being, anchored in the emotions of the future in the present. This view, which intertwines with the ancient wisdom of Hermeticism and Eastern spiritual traditions, is validated by recent discoveries in quantum physics, which suggests a malleable universe responsive to consciousness. Connecting all these dots reveals a transformative vision. We are not passive observers of life, but active co-creators of our own existence, with the ability to accelerate our evolution exponentially. This knowledge can drastically alter the perception of reality and the self, for it grants us the power to transcend linear time and manifest profound changes at an accelerated pace. Imagine a bird that flies directly to its destination, without having to walk every meter of the journey. This is the metaphor of quantum leaping. Most people walk, the quantum leaper flies. The awakening to this truth is the breaking of the chains that bind us to the how and the when, and the acceptance of what already is. With each elevated intention, with each moment you choose to feel the emotion of your new reality, you are activating that parallel timeline. It's a process of becoming aware of what was once unconscious, of moving from a state of effort and slowness to a state of flow and acceleration. This is the true alchemy of being, the transmutation of the evolving self into the already transformed self. The seeker's journey is like an ancient scroll that unfolds with each discovery, revealing deeper layers of wisdom and power. Every revelation is a candle lit in the temple of the mind, illuminating the dark corners of ignorance and fear. Quantum leaping is not an empty promise of ease, but an invitation to a profound journey of self-discovery and self-transformation. It is a path that demands discipline, intentionality, and above all, the courage to transcend the limits imposed by the linear mind and past conditioning. It is the art of living from the future you wish to manifest, anchored in the present, feeling the fullness and reality of that future as if it were tangible. It's not about denying the current reality, but about becoming so coherent with the new reality that the old one simply loses its resonance and dissolves. Life then becomes a fluid dance of accelerated co-creation, where synchronicities multiply and effort gives way to inspiration, joy, and instantaneous manifestation. Thank you for your curiosity and courage to explore these untrodden paths, for delving into the depths of consciousness and questioning the premises of your reality. The journey is continuous, and every step, every conscious breath, every elevated intention brings you closer to self-mastery and the ability to accelerate your own transformation. Are you ready to take the next step and leap into your best self? Remember, every end is just the beginning of a new journey of consciousness.